Hey, everybody. Well, we've had a few outdoor worship services and it's been awesome. I have loved seeing some of you again, your full height and in 3 dimensions. Reverend Krista and I look around at the outdoor sanctuary and we just see a lot of joy, tears, all of us laughing at the same time, singing, rather signing together to Spirit of Life. It's wonderful. And I'm also very glad to have folks joining us from home. I know it's become a routine for some of you to join us while you're washing the dishes, you're in your car, or even in the hospital. And we do so love having all of us participating in worship however we can. Now, since we've been doing this, we've started to get a few questions. So I thought I'd make a video for you. I'm just calling it Dear Reverend Barbara. So Elliott members ask, Dear Reverend Barbara, I went to sign up for outdoor worship and it said, this event is full. What's up with that? Is there room for me? What can I do? Well, first of all, thank you for signing up or trying to sign up. I'm so glad that you want to join us for outdoor worship. And secondly, I'm so sorry that happened. Sign Up Genius was generating that message automatically when all the pods had been claimed, even though there was plenty of room in individual pods. So we tried offering the option of joining somebody's pod by calling the front office, but I think folks found that a little intimidating. So in terms of what you should do, check it out now. We have reconfigured things so that people can sign up for individual seats. They can sign up for individual seats if they want to, and not a whole pod if they don't need that. Each pod has up to 4 seats with a few pods on the edges of the grid for families that have more than 4 people with them. Okay, question number 2, Dear Reverend Barbara. What if I'm not comfortable sharing a pod with somebody outside my household? No problem. We know that coming back to being in a group of people will take some time. And we know that some of us have ongoing concerns with being immunosuppressed and other issues like that. But we don't even have to know why at all. If you would like to reserve a pod for yourself or for you and a partner, what you need to do is claim all 4 seats in that pod. We want everybody to have what they need in order to feel safe. And we want people to feel confident that if they join somebody's pod, they're not imposing on somebody who is really not comfortable doing that. So if you need a pod to yourself, then claim all 4 seats and that takes care of it. There's plenty of space and we want you to be here. Okay, question 3. Dear Reverend Barbara, if I don't register, or if I forget to register, if I don't have access to a computer, what can I do? Come anyway. We leave a certain amount of seats open every week for visitors, so there is definitely going to be room for you. Just make sure that you check in with the greeters table so that we have your name for contact tracing, and they will put you in with somebody else who is open to that, or there might be an open pod just for you. If we're super full, there's a lot of space on either side of the marked off grid. You won't be able to see quite as well, but you'll be able to hear and you'll be with us. So come on. Okay, question number 4, Dear Reverend Barbara. We are scheduled to have outdoor services through October 31st. What happens in November? Lots of you want to know that. And I don't blame you. Well, before we said anything about November, we wanted to see how it was going. And here's how it's going. Great, it's going great, we love it. So until the COVID numbers, or unless the COVID numbers change dramatically, shudder, we now plan to continue outdoor worship through Thanksgiving weekend. Now, there's probably greater chance for things to get a little too cold or too rainy, so do watch out for notice that you'll receive about services being canceled for that week. Then they would move online that week if we had to do that. So, but yay, more outdoor worship through Thanksgiving. At that point, we will need more of you to volunteer to sign things up because our heroic team of volunteer setup people and close down people are getting a little tired. So it's easy. Covenant groups have been doing this as a group for their church, volunteering together, but you could absolutely volunteer on your own. Just let us know. And finally, here's a question I could anticipate you asking after hearing that we will continue to worship outdoors through Thanksgiving. Dear Reverend Barbara, what about after that? Well, it's a fair question. It's going to start getting cold. At some point, we just won't be able to worship outdoors comfortably. Well, exciting things are developing on the children's vaccine front. We could have approval for a vaccine for children 5 and older in late October. And we haven't seen a big increase in over 12 vaccinations, but maybe as mandates kick in, we'll see more on that front too. And it would be wonderful if we could just smoothly transition from meeting outdoors to meeting indoors. And it probably won't happen that way. It probably won't. Approval could be delayed. We will need to allow time for kids to get vaccinated in the 3-week window. We need to consider our children under 5 who will still not be vaccinated at that point. People will be indoors more, and the holidays could produce another spike in cases. Shudder, shudder. It probably means that we will need to do something else first, rather than just simply move indoors for worship. And that could be meeting virtually for a while. Or we could think of something else. I don't know. But remember the story that Reverend Krista told us on opening Sunday. We will have all kinds of things happen along the way. They could be good, they could be bad, and we will not know what they will be maybe until we're in hindsight. But we're going to have to roll with it as a community. I am so glad to be in all of this with you. Now, if you have a question for Dear Reverend Barbara, please shoot it to me. My email address is bgayden@elliottchapel.org, or leave me a text, and I'd be happy to answer your questions. Also, look for opportunities for us to be discussing what we might do together as a community as the months get colder. Take care, everyone. I love you.